Tough decision at all to sign on?
No, it wasn't tough at all. My management and the footy club worked well together. I was really happy with the deal and really pleased to be continuing on for 3 more years at the Fremantle Footy Club till the end of 2022. So really looking forward to the next 3 years and the rest of this year and see what it holds for us.
There seemed to be some murmurs that talks were on hold for a little while. Was that the case, or is it just the back and forth of getting a new deal?
Yeah, it was like any sort of negotiation. There was just a little bit back and forth. They were never really on hold. I was sort of the opinion that we just wait out until towards the end of the year, and it came to the time around the last couple of weeks where we got a nice little deal sorted, and I was happy to go ahead with it, and the club were really happy with it, my management were happy with it, so everyone's really happy.
Is team success a big factor for you when deciding whether to stay on?
Yeah, most definitely. It's a combination of your own personal form and how you fit in the club, your teammates at the club, how you gel with everyone, and also your location, where you're from. And being a WA boy, it was a pretty simple decision for me to stay here, especially in this lifestyle and this weather that we have over here. And obviously this year we haven't gone as well as what we had hoped, and especially after what we showed after the first 12 rounds, we've sort of dropped off a little bit. But I know that we're definitely going to finish off the year well and look to progress into next year and the year after that. And team success is something that I probably hold as one of the most important things about making this decision. And based on the people that we have and the coaching staff that we do have, I definitely see success coming in the near future.
So do you think a premiership is a real possibility within this next contract?
Most definitely. If that weren't the case, then I wouldn't be here in the next few years. So without a doubt, that is something that we're all striving for, and we have a bunch of really good young players on our list that are very dedicated and determined to getting a lot of success at this football club. And as I said before, the coaching staff are on the same page. We're on the same page. It's just about delivering it on a consistent basis in the future.
There's an article today. Shane Kerson's moved on from the club. Are you close to Shane? You have any feelings about his departure?
Yeah, relatively close to Shane. He's had a pretty hard year with his injuries. He came in and like a few years ago when he came in with a lot of potential, and he was a good player at Geelong. And he had a tough year, and he spent a bit of time away from the club, so he's just dealing with a few things.
Was he having a disagreement with the coaching staff, in particular Ross Lyon, that you're aware of?
Yeah, look, I literally read that article about 20 minutes ago, and that was the first time that I had known about it, so I can't really comment on that issue.
More broadly, in terms of harmony in a club, do you have to get along with everyone in a footy club to enjoy your time there?
Certainly not. I feel like at any sort of organisation like a football club where there's 44, 45 males, and then there's a lot of obviously male coaches and females at the club as well, obviously. But I think in any sort of environment, it's pretty much impossible. It's unrealistic to think that everyone's going to get along. There's so many different personalities and so many dominant figures. So I think it's unrealistic to think that everyone's going to get along with everyone. But we're all striving to the same common goal, which is to win a premiership. And as long as everyone's striving towards that, doing that in their own sort of way, but contributing game day and doing the right things during the week, then that's all you can ask for.
Back to your contract, Ross Lyon's been talked about in his future recently. Was that any thought of yours when signing a new deal?
No, not particularly. It was purely on how I've been going and how I've been going myself, and how I feel like I'm going at this football club and the lifestyle and where I'm from and family and friends over here. So it wasn't too much of a thought for me, just thinking about where Ross is at and what he's doing. But he's still contracted for next year, and he's certainly the right man for the job. There's obviously a lot of talk out in the media at the moment about his future and where he's going to go, and if he's going to stay or continue to coach. And I think regardless of all that, like, we're the ones who are playing, like the playing group are the ones out there representing the footy club on the weekend, and we've got to take full responsibility for how we've been playing lately, and it hasn't been up to scratch. And obviously he's got all the things that he wants us to implement on game day, and we just haven't been doing that well enough. So there's only so much that the senior coach can do, and at the end of the day the responsibility falls on the 22 guys out there, and we just haven't been delivering as well as what we had at the start of the year, and we're hoping to get back on the winning board this weekend against Geelong.
That article linked the Kirsten stuff with Lockie Neal's exit as well. Did you hear anything about that last year or this year?
No, I didn't hear anything. Like, as I said, I read the article 10 minutes ago, and I don't really get involved in too much of that sort of stuff. So, as I said before, it's something that I didn't really have any sort of knowledge about.
You obviously haven't heard of any other players having any issues with Ross?
No, certainly not. Like, he gets the best out of each player. He's changed his ways a little bit in the last few years, but he's still a very demanding coach, and he's someone that all the players have the utmost respect for, and he's someone that is quite demanding, but he gets the most out of his football players, and he's got a very good relationship with all the players at the club.
Can you elaborate on that change?
A little bit. Like, he was very, very brutal and honest, and very, very demanding when I first got to the club, and as he's come along in his time, he's almost become a better people's person. He's developed relationships a lot better as I've progressed through my career at the football club. So, if anything, he's a lot closer to his players than what he was when I first got to the club. But that could just be my own anecdotal point of view of me just being a young first and second year player who was a little bit scared and intimidated by him, and now I'm a little bit older and more mature, and I'm more comfortable speaking to him. So that could just be purely off my own opinion.
Top of the table team this week. How are you feeling ahead of that?
Yeah, really excited. It's a great opportunity for us to bounce back from the weekend. I think we had a good chat this morning about how our season's gone, and our first 12 rounds we're really happy with how we've been going, and then in particular the last 6 weeks you can look at the Eagles game and look at last weekend against Western Bulldogs, and they were just a couple of outlier games where we just didn't deliver on our game plan, and we didn't implement how we wanted to play with and without the ball at all. So it's a really good chance for us to bounce back and see where we're at and see how we go up against the league leaders in Geelong.
It'd be a massive upset. Are you capable?
Most definitely. If you didn't think that you were capable going into a football game, you shouldn't be playing and you shouldn't be out there at all. So all 22 players plus the coaching staff have full faith in our ability to be able to get it done on the weekend.
You said the players weren't executing things that Ross was saying. Have the players between you addressed that, and are you galvanised as a group at the moment heading into these final 4 games?
Most definitely, yeah. We had a really good review yesterday where the coaches came in and gave us a few clips that they wanted the playing group to go over, and then we realigned with the coaching group and saw whether or not the players actually thought of what was in the clips as the same way as what the coaches did, and we identified the exact same things as what the coaches did. So we're certainly aligned and we're on the same page, and there's a few clear focuses for us coming into this week that we need to address and need to get back on the horse.
Rory Lobb wasn't out there today, and Nathan Wilson, didn't see those two on the track. Are they going to be all right for the weekend?
Hopefully. This is just still a bit of a recovery day for us. We'll have a main training session tomorrow, so I'm not sure how they're going to go, but hopefully they're going to be playing this weekend.
Do you expect Geelong to be fresh, seeing as they've been in WA for the entire week?
It's a bit of a change up for them. I like the idea of it, and it's smart that they've done that, but whether or not they'll be more fresh, who knows.
How much stress does it put on the playing group? Harley gone, Shane Kirsten gone. Does that put any pressure on the fit and available players in the group?
Not really. We've had maybe, I don't know what the numbers are, but we've had a very tight-knit core group that have played most of the year, and Harley and Shane haven't featured at all in the seniors. So there's a few young guys that are pressing for selection, and they're certainly ready to go if they're called upon. So in terms of Harley and Shane, not being at the club, I don't think it puts any extra stress on the playing group.
Dylan O'Reilly was one that the club turned to in the mid-season draft. How's he going? Do you think he can play before the end of the year?
Yeah, he's been going really well down at Peel. He's been playing predominantly down back, and he's shown some really good signs. So Dill's he's a great guy. He's a good size, and if he's potentially called upon, I'm sure he's going to play his role really well.
Just coming up against Tim Kelly this week, what have you made of his season so far, and also how would you feel about potentially seeing him come home and maybe considering Fremantle for his future?
Yeah, I think any sort of club would be happy to have Tim Kelly at their club. I haven't personally watched too much of his football. I don't really watch too much footy, but by the sounds of it and from what I've read, he's having an outstanding year, and I think he's the favourite for the Brownlow. So there's obviously a lot of chat about him and his future and where he's going to be, and he's a WA boy, and his family's here. So If he were to come back to Fremantle, will come to Fremantle, that'd be great. But at the same time, I think every club would be vying for his signature, and I'm sure Geelong are really keen to sign him back up.
Corduroy slacks and mustache. New look. What's going on?
I had the beard for a while and it was a little bit shaggy, so I thought I'd change it up. And the cords, they're always in my world.
And some funky socks, mate, today at training?
Yeah, that's for the Ronald McDonald House. They've got their silly socks for sick kids this weekend, from Friday to Sunday, the 2nd to the 4th of August, and it's basically just any sort of organisation can get involved, from sporting clubs to working organisations, and basically it's just a gold coin donation. You just wear silly socks to work or your sporting organisation, and it's just to raise awareness and raise funds for kids so they can continue to get the support and stay at a nice facility like the Ronald McDonald House while they're getting treatment.
Who had the worst on today?
Who had the worst one? Ryan Nyhouse had a pair of pink ones that looked putrid, but you know what? At least he was out there wearing them. A few of the boys weren't doing it, so at least he was getting involved, which is great.